Hello, everybody. I'm Ben Schiller. This is the Privacy Podcast, and welcome to another show. Bitcoin started everything in crypto. It was the original cryptocurrency, and laid the tracks for everything that came afterwards. And question of Bitcoin's future, what Bitcoin could do around the world, has never been more present and more important. So we're going to pick up that story today with a special guest. His name is Paul Keating, and he's one of the creators of a new documentary called Hummingbird. And it's a story of a particular community in Costa Rica that is building its economy around Bitcoin. And the film looks at the history of the area and what led it to do that, and also the kind of future implications of that. So we're going to pick that up with Paul today. And welcome to the show, Paul.
Thanks for having me, Ben. I'm stoked. You just said you just watched the film too, so it's all fresh in your brain.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, first of all, it just made me very jealous because Costa Rica, before its monetary economics or whatever, is just an incredibly beautiful, special
I
place.
mean, it's very photogenic, but like anywhere, there's trade-offs. So, we got
Right.
big bugs over here. I never
Okay.
see the snakes, but they're watching, you know. But yeah, it's a great place to live. I'm stoked to
I
be
can
here.
imagine. I've had a couple of friends down there, and they speak very highly of it. So, I mean, what led you to Costa Rica in the first place, and how long have you lived there?
Yeah, so I kind of just wound up in Costa Rica like a lot of people do. It was towards the end of COVID time, and Um, I was just ready for a life change, and I kind of packed it all up, sold everything, had a little stack of Bitcoin. I was like, I'm out of here. I drove my truck down from Costa Rica or down from California to Costa Rica, and I just stayed because I found friends and I found community, particularly the Bitcoin community, and then I found some work at that time. It wasn't really anything planned. I kind of had it maybe in the back of my mind, which is why I ended up staying here. I was like, well, what's my dream? I'd love to work on something important and surf every day with cool people in warm water. So after my few surf trips, I think I had it in the back of my mind that I'd want to live somewhere where the water was warm and prioritize around waves.
So, I think you were known by some people in the Bitcoin community for, before this film, for living actually off Bitcoin the whole time. Do you want to just talk about that quickly?
So in 2021, when I got down here, is like the first time I actually met Bitcoiners in real life. It's like, oh my gosh, these are the kind of people that I haven't met. We're so aligned on so many things, and it was really refreshing to meet. And basically, too, when I drove down here, I was like, well, there I go. I'm like fresh off of fiat. I don't have any money anymore. I just got this Bitcoin stuff, so it's like, okay, now how can I just use that? It's more convenient for me. Um, so when I ended up getting to this part of Costa Rica, I was just playing with the tools, and I had this in my mind. It's like, if I have an opinion that Bitcoin is the best money and that it's going to be used as a medium of exchange in the future, I should be living that future now if it's possible. And I wound up in this area, Bitcoin jungle in Costa Rica, where this farmers market started accepting Bitcoin, and I could completely live off of Bitcoin. So I was like, let's do it. Let's test it. Then I would, convert all my paychecks, and now I just get paid directly in Bitcoin from my work. Um, and it's definitely a ride. And it also feels like hyper Bitcoinization is already here. That's not even that specific to Costa Rica. Now that Cash App has enabled Square merchants, so you can spend your Bitcoin, um, and people can accept Bitcoin with Square, and just and you can find in your local meetups, ways to spend and use your Bitcoin as well. But yeah, I feel like we kind of led the way down here.
You say at the beginning of the film, which I thought was quite amusing. You said that this project, started, you thought, as a 5-minute film. You just want to make a 5-minute film about the area, the people, but over time it expanded into a much bigger project, and now it really is a full length documentary. So, just run us. I mean, how did that happen? How do you go from 5 minutes to 1 hour, 30 minutes? I mean, and I think it's worth it, all of it.
It was a lot my buddy. Well, and the director Hoddle, Matt, my friend, we met at a Bitcoin meetup on the beach in Costa Rica. Found the event on Twitter, and we both just wound up there and met each other. And I think it was really ironic. He ended up filming an audition for some commercial that happened to be for Square. And then we ended up doing this whole film together. But anyways, yeah, when we heard of Bitcoin Jungle going on, we're like, yo, let's just get your camera down there. I'll just be a host, whatever. Let's see if we can make something, anything, 5-minute video, kind of Vice style, and then maybe go do that around the world. Go find a sponsor or two, and make some of these like Bitcoin quote unquote circular economy um, videos and showcase what's going on Bitcoin in real life. Because this is like that's it to me. It's the point of Bitcoin. Like to use it as a medium of exchange eventually, and for it to infiltrate in places that aren't as financially privileged as we are from the West. So we wanted to tell those stories. And yeah, so we walked around with the camera. And then as Estella, who is the grandma, and Kana, who founded the market, I think it was when my buddy translated that long conversation. It was like they just talk. Um, and combined with Richard, who is kind of like maybe the spiritual guide for Bitcoin Jungle. He's in the beginning of the film, his vision of why Costa Rica is special and why it's unique that Bitcoiners are arriving here, kind of set the tone for the movie. So the combination of those two things, my buddy just had all these light bulbs go off. He's like, oh my God, I can't stop working on this. We didn't take any money for it. We had no sponsors. It was literally just a labor of love for Bitcoin for my buddy and myself. Like, of course, I put in a lot of work, but he's the guy actually making the edits and putting together the music and everything. And it just it just came out of it. He couldn't stop working on it, and I'm glad.
So just explain the metaphor of the hummingbird. That's a
Yeah.
tribe that's in the jungle and that's now using Bitcoin. So what are you saying by calling the movie that?
Yeah. So there's this ancient prophecy, and I don't want to butcher it, but there's an ancient prophecy that many people are aware of, especially in the medicine space. And I'm not even in that space, but ever since it got put on my radar, I see it everywhere. And it's the prophecy of the eagle and the condor and how they're supposed to reunite. So the eagle is represented by the North, people that are smart, they use their head. It's like more technology, math focus. And the condor represents the people from the South. It's more like spiritual, connected to nature, that kind of energy, softer energy. And it's been prophesied that around now, the Mayans, well, what's happened is there's been a massive split between these two types of people. And it's prophesied in about now that they will come back together and find peace. And then the whole film kind of posits that the medium of reunion for these two different types of people is Bitcoin. And we think it's a beautiful um, union of these two types of energies manifested into this digital coin that goes so deep as to what it could mean for Earth and how we communicate with each other. And if we all align our incentives, it's etc., et cetera, et cetera. And that would be, so when they come together, they'll come and make a new type of people, like the Hummingbird tribe. So it's kind of woo woo, but once you see it, it's kind of hard to unsee. And it's a fun, like, other layer to put on the Bitcoin story besides like all the, the techie and this and that. And is it an investment? What is it? Blockchain, this, that.
Right.
So it's a cool story that I think will reach a different sect of people. And that's, of course, the hope. And I know that you're making plays that have to do with Bitcoin and the whole everything going on. So it's like, that was our vision. Like, what can we do to maybe have this story reach other people that maybe turned off by Bitcoin when they first look at it?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's always attracted me to Bitcoin is this promise of a fairly kind of fundamental kind of rethinking of kind of economics, finance, based around this kind of neutral layer of infrastructure that allows different people to come together in a kind of a fair way. So, some people might think that's woo-woo, but I think what you're saying is very much kind of at the bottom of the Bitcoin movement, that it's kind of a fundamental rewiring at the bottom. But there is often this criticism of Bitcoin as currency of the medium exchange, at least in the United States, that it hasn't kind of reached that level of you want to use it to buy a cup of coffee. Why do you think that is different in a place like Costa Rica that maybe has a different financial and monetary history? Are there different reasons why Bitcoin might become a medium of exchange in that society that it wouldn't maybe happen in New York City?
Well, I don't want to overhype it. Like, there's not too many locals that actually. There's a lot of them that accept it, and I think when it's convenient for them, they'll spend it when they don't have any cash on them. It's just like it's not overthinking. It's like retard maxing Bitcoin. It's like, okay, I have. They've already been used to accepting dollars and colones. Dollars has kind of been the primary savings vehicle, and they're like, oh, there's a third option now, Bitcoin, and they can use that. And there's a story to it that maybe you should hold on to that. And then it's actually useful for them because they can go turn it around and go spend it somewhere else. So it's like it's just more useful. You don't have to sit there and talk all the monetary history and tell you why it's better than the dollar maybe one day, and like
Right.
from our Western minds, immediately see. I mean, it's happening. It's like so many people are just touching it every day without really doing that much research. Why? Because it's like there's a group of people that are adamant about spending their Bitcoin and that really only have Bitcoin, such as myself. And so why not accept it? And luckily, we've made a good tool for people to accept it and then get in and out of it without any real like trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but what does a kind of usual kind of Tuesday look like when you're using Bitcoin as your main form of money? I mean, can you do everything with it down there? Can you buy gas? Can you buy boring stuff?
Yeah. So that's what I was just saying about they made an off ramp in the app. So there's the reason why it kind of worked here was because people were already banked and they kind of already had like electronic banking um, set up. So they have a phone number. So when I want to go get gas, like the gas station doesn't accept Bitcoin, but I can sell the Bitcoin on the spot and just pay it to a phone number. And it's like within under a minute, the transaction's done and I've got my gas. And that was from the help of an exchange called Bull Bitcoin that came through. And it's like it probably beats a credit card fee. So like if you were just accept Bitcoin and sell it right away, you can get your colones, which is the local fiat here. Um, yeah, without like needing a credit card fees, and like you'll beat the credit card fees. So it's pretty cool. And even in the app, you can choose to accept like kind of like how Square does it in the States. You can keep 99% of it, 95, whatever you want to do. But yeah, for people like me that only have Bitcoin, you can actually sell it on the spot at the gas station, which with limited KYC too, which is pretty cool. Just email, phone number, and you know
Nice.
what that means.
Just talk about how the community of Bitcoin has supported the film. And I know the jungle is friendly with Jack Dorsey, for instance, former founder of Twitter and big supporter of Bitcoin. How have you got this off the ground, and what kind of support are you getting?
Yeah, so we just ended up launching with simply Bitcoin. We just had some friends everywhere, and it's been alive for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks now, and it's been great, getting great support. Kind of want to just give it another revamp. We've had some Bitcoin donations. We have that on the site for both us, the filmmakers, and for the farmers market, and it's been decent. Like we just wanted to get it out there. We didn't want to be one of those teams to just sit there and go to all these different film festivals and like just hold it for so long. I mean, it's already been like 3 years. Like in the movie, I say I've been in the jungle for 8 months, and I've been here for 4.5 years now. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's a little bit old in some parts of it, but yeah, it's been fun. And we kind of had the idea to just basically open source it. So like, I don't know, it lives on a couple people's Twitters, including my own. It's on YouTube. I'm gonna put it on my own YouTube channel. Whoever wants it can just go download it and put it wherever they want. Um, it's just that's kind of it just felt right. And then before we put it out on YouTube, we kind of had a special Bitcoin only release on a platform called Indie Hub, where
Okay.
in order to watch it, you have to fill up a wallet and it actually streams sats like per second that you're watching it, which I feel like is a cool different business model. Um,
Interesting.
and it's kind of fun to watch your wallet just go ding 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 while people are watching your movie. So just like little experiments like that have been fun. Hopefully Jack comes around to watching it. He's a bit of a busy guy, but I'm sure he'll eventually watch it. Um,
So as somebody's watching the film, they're sending you sats in the stream.
Yeah.
That's like the opposite of pay to play, I guess.
And then it's kind of cool. It's like you can on the back end of that on Indie Hub, you can set up a cap table. So like this percent of the sats go here, this percent goes to the producer, this percent goes there.
Right.
Um, so yeah, it's like one vision.
So I was reading up about you, and you also work with Primal, which is part of the Nostra um, social media app. How does that kind of dovetail with this project? Presumably, you're a believer in alternative social media, decentralized social media.
Yeah, I mean, I think Noster is just like Bitcoin. It's fully like Hummingbird tech. We need to rewrite the way we do social media, and Noster is just a much better foundation for that. It's interoperable by design. Users have sovereignty. They own their keys. They own their identity, content, and followers. There's not one central point of failure. Not one CEO can ban you. Not one CEO can program you. You can easily move apps. So it's like enshittification proof because if one app goes evil, it doesn't matter because you just leave. So the ecosystem is small, but growing quite rapidly in some aspects. Um, and I can't unsee that either. I was just like, this is the way social media must be.
Yeah.
But we're early and it's like, we need some more kind of normier friendly solutions to really get the whole ecosystem popping. I mean, I heard Discord kind of went down again and like the, yeah, the social media side, the private messaging side, it can all be built on this one protocol, Nostr. Private messaging has been a little bit harder, but we're moving in the right direction. Have you heard of it? And then like, what's your kind of, I'm curious from the outside looking in, have you been on there yet? The app that we built is called Primal. But have you flirted with it at all, gone down the rabbit hole at all?
Well, I mean, I used
What
to
is
be
your
at
take?
CoinDesk. So when I was a journalist at CoinDesk,
Yeah,
I was kind of keeping tabs on decentralized social media, and I did try them all. I mean, I guess the question, as any cynic would have, is like, are my friends going to be on that? Like,
that's it. Yeah.
I can see
Who
that,
cares about the
I don't know,
technology?
but is my friend going to be there on the other side so I can text him about the soccer? So
Yeah.
the question,
Yeah. So we've got really good adoption of the Bitcoin community. Like everybody's at least been on there, but man, is it tough.
yeah.
And of course, we're scheming. We have another play up our sleeve that we think will be useful to everybody. But instead of just coming for the people already on the app, but that's the cool thing. You can build anything with Nostr. It's like how Twitter used to be. That's why Dorsey showed up in the jungle, actually just right down the road, to go to the first Nostr conference that we had at Awake, where that's where we actually filmed most of or a lot of we started filming for Hummingbird was during this first Nostr conference. And um, yeah, the guy who hired Jack as well as can't stop building on it. He built Vine, which is the old Vine back, and he put it on Nostr. So
Right.
it's cool. And then Dorsey also just launched Buzz, which uses Nostr and has agents. It gives them an identity in the ecosystem. So it's like you can build whatever you want on there because it's just this open protocol. And I think it'll be quite obvious. Like this is how social media should have been this whole time. This thing that you and your friends, you bring them into every app. Every app just gets better with the social network underneath it. But right now there are these walled gardens that are just competing and clawing for your eyeballs. They won't open up. So
So
I think
your
eventually,
communication becomes portable across those different platforms. You're not locked
yeah,
into a whole system like we are at the moment.
yeah, your communication, your follow list. Like I'll give you another example. Like I just built an app on Nostr, and it's not like the big global town square app like Primal looks like right now because it's just basically a Twitter clone at the moment. But what I built was just like a surf app. So you just log your surf sessions, and then you follow your friends on there. But then what do you know? You go to the public town square Primal on Nostr, and you're already following your friends on there. So it's kind of cool. And you have the option to post from the surf app to Primal if you want. Um, yeah. So little things like that, little micro communities all following each other and being connected in different apps. I think it'll start to make sense. I think it'll be obvious. I really do. Something like Nostr or Nostr itself. Um, will win this game.
So Jack Dorsey has BitChat as well. I guess that's not social media. That's like more of a messaging app, right? It's on the Bitcoin
Yeah.
system.
And I believe that uses Noster identities, but which like ephemeral identities. And then when people get offline, it like hits a Noster relay or something like that. It is like kind of it's Hummingbird tech, and it's also like kind of Star Wars tech. Like you think that we would have been the rebels are on the ground communicating to each other using like the Emperor's Twitter and stuff like I think it's like it is just a lot of sovereign plebs like on the ground running their own relays. There's some bigger ones like trying to make real businesses out of it, like Primal and Ditto and these other ones. But at the end of the day, the users own everything and can be sovereign and run their own stuff. It's beautiful.
All right, awesome. So, final question. You spent a few years in Costa Rica. You've seen what Bitcoin can do on the ground there, and what it can also promote in terms of inspiring people to think differently. What did the jungle teach you that Bitcoin Twitter couldn't have taught you?
Well, I think we all kind of have it. Like you go through like this rapid orange pilling phase where it's just like, I gotta tell everybody about this, like I can't stop. I've kind of matured past that a little bit because why? You can't unsee it once you see it, like the value prop in Bitcoin and how there's only 21 million and how everybody could use it, be on the same standard and can, yeah, really get your sovereignty back, etc. But Bitcoin doesn't immediately solve people's problems. The number go up meme will always be the most powerful too. It's always much sexier when the number's going up. Um, Bitcoin Twitter couldn't teach me that that everybody should be able to hold their own private keys. Yeah, I mean it's a rabbit hole. It's like you don't go zero to self custody, whether it's for your voice, like on Nostr, or for your money. Usually, there's a lot of pain involved before you go full like into the rabbit hole and start learning and taking full control over your sovereignty and everything.
Before you moved to Costa Rica, I guess that's the step.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of in the closet max here, just like not even just max, but Bitcoiner, like, kind of too shy to go meet everybody. But that's definitely changed a lot.
Well, on that note, everybody, come out of whatever closet you're in and do what Paul's done and take the reins of your life. Thanks very much for being on the show, Paul, and good luck with the movie. And let us know how we can help.
Cool.
How can people check it out? They can look at it on YouTube and anywhere else.
Yeah, type in Hummingbird, the Bitcoin jungle story, and then hummingbirdfilm.com. And then you can find me on Nostr, on Primal, Paul in the Jungle.
Great. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, everybody, for watching another episode of the Privacy Podcast with me, Ben Schiller. And we'll have regular weekly episodes featuring some pioneers in the world of privacy and beyond. And I want to give a shout out to our producers. That's Michelle Musso of Musso Media, who do a great job with the engineering and the production of the podcast. So we'll see you again next week, and thanks for being here.